and that's special moment here. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get ready to cry too.
So, book writing is really. Charlie seems to be like one of your favorites. His parts are just so funny and spot on. Is he one of your favorites?
You know, he is actually one of my favorite actors to write for because he is. One, he has amazing comedic timing. He's so dry that you can really throw him these lines and it just, he lands every time it builds on him. But he's also our way into the story of life. He's the real guy. He's just like an average guy. And so he grounds his storytelling in the real world, which is, I think, one of the most unique things about this series of books. They're very grounded in the real world.
How do you choose, fans are always wondering, dialogue from the book, dialogue to script, why was that changed? What would you tell them to make them understand?
Well, if I just took the book and translated it word for word into a movie, it would maybe about a 12-hour movie, which I think fans would love. But screenplays have their own structure, and the way I approach it is I always want to take the characters on the same emotional journey that they take in the book. And so you have to find those moments, those scenes that actually must be, and that becomes your structure. You hang everything else, it's like building a house. So then you're filling in like the wall paneling and the paint. So you're pulling scenes together to support those moments, to get you from one moment to another. So a lot of it's condensing. What ends up falling out of the stuff that doesn't necessarily get there, it's very because you have a much shorter time to tell the story.
Was there any of the actors?
Long
They'll love it.
Were there any of the actors that kind of ad-libbed and added to something you wrote, and you were like, I like that?
Anna Kendrick, well, Billy Burke, and Anna Kendrick. She's another one I love writing for because she's so in the moment, and she's so funny.
Yes.
And so we would just let her character, I forget it was on New Moon, we just kind of, she just started.
Oh my gosh, when she's talking about leprosy.
Yeah, she's been walking around.
Yes, that's great. So a couple years ago, like a long time before the script for Breaking Dawn was ever written, this is we'll probably edit this later, so it's okay. We did an April 1st show, and we said that Breaking Dawn, the end of the script, was changed, and we said that a couple of people died. And at the end, it says go click down to say, to read more, and then we wrote April Fool's. We got so much response. There, some of them were good, some of them were bad. They're like, oh yeah, we need a different kind of ending to it, And some of them were like, oh no, why would they do? Yeah. So, are you kind of worried? What do you think the reaction is until that very moment?
Well, here's what I would say. What's interesting. Right.
I know. You've been talking all day.
This is my voice is very loud. What's interesting is that there isn't any moment in the movie that isn't in the book.
It's
all. But the beauty, why this book is the funnest one for me to adapt because everything is Bella's point of view of the book. And so you hear about, for instance, when Jacob comes to Bella and says, hey, I just told your dad I was a werewolf. Well, I get to go there.
Yeah.
I get to actually write that.
It was excellent. We saw it. It was just
I loved it. It's one of my favorite scenes to write. And then we get to do that with they show up and Bella meets them. I actually get to go through it. I talk with Stephanie a lot about that. That's great. They keep the members back. So it's not real time to Colorado, meet various people in Egypt, all that sort of stuff. So that's why it was a fun scene for me. And of course, now that Bella's a vampire, I mean, they're just inherent. They're picking Jacob's ass.
Oh yeah.
What?
I like the part where she has things like the back of the neck. Was that? I mean, you wrote that?
That's Bill Condon's direction.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, that is.
She kicked him into a tree and various other things, but ultimately the director
took him out like a dog does.
Oh my God,
Reflecting on these last 5 years, when it was more for you writing, is there anything that you would have done differently?
The first movie, I think a number of things I would have done differently. It was the shortest period of time to write that, and I wrote it in 5 weeks.
Oh, wow.
The script. I'd done the outline before, but and then I went on a strike. So I had a deadline. And I think the thing is that the more time you have, the more quality it is. That's just a nature of writing. So there's something that I kind of wish I got a little more time with to really think through. But I learned from each movie.
Yeah, that's
Jumped in. Yes, professional. You were a butt crack Santa then?
Oh my gosh. No, dude, I love butt crack.
I love him.
And I thought he should have been a character on the MTV Twilight thing. I was like, what is it, butt crack?
Yeah, no, I love that person. He's the best thing in it.
Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Hi, Melissa.
Hi, nice to talk to you.
Thank you.
Hustlers. How are you doing?
Good. Well, you're not smart.
Yeah.
Take them off.
Yeah, I tried.
And I wore flats the whole time, so it's like, forget the heels. Flats and a double layer because I'm freezing, so.
Didn't expect to do this. How are you doing?
Great. Good.
Yeah.
Super happy.
Yeah, I'm Michelle from BellaandEdward.com. This is Becky from Twilight Anonymous. So now that this whole saga is wrapping up, looking back in the past 4 or 5 years, right, that you've been working on the saga, are there any moments that stand out to you that are especially memorable?
Well, certainly the moment, it was while eclipse was shooting, and Stephanie and I went out to steak dinner in Vancouver, and it was at that steak dinner that she was deciding whether or not she wanted to make the 4th book into a movie. I was deciding whether or not I was going to continue with the series, and a lot of it had to do with the ending of the book, trying to figure out how to make that cinematic.
Right.
Because it works beautifully in the book, but you know, for a movie it needs to be visual.
Right.
And so we just started tossing ideas back and forth. And neither one of us can remember exactly whose idea was first. I think maybe she may have had the first mention of it. And she said, like, what about this? She's like, that's a terrible idea. What about this? And I said, no, that's not a terrible idea. That's a great idea. We just got my back and forth, and then suddenly, so it's one of these kind of moments when you experience this sort of rush of creativity, and it was because of that dinner that both of us just moved forward and, you know, signed on.
And would you say that the ending scene in Breaking Dawn is one of the most challenging things that you had to write for the series? Or
No,
was there
not at
something
all.
else?
And the challenging stuff was, the challenging part of adapting any of the books is really because it's all Bella's point of view. It's all very internal thoughts and feelings. Externalizing that in an honest way is the trickiest part.
And how would you say your style has changed, or has it changed at all from the first movie to
I've learned a lot certainly about adaptation, and I think I've gotten more confident in the process, but I've learned an enormous amount.
And are there any other projects that you're working on now that Twilight's wrapping?
Yes, I have a series on ABC. It's going to be it'll be airing, I think, at the beginning of this year.
Okay.
It's called Red Widow.
Okay.
It stars Rhoda Mitchell and Goran Vishnik, who are joining me here tonight to celebrate. Did you see them coming?
I saw Goran, yeah.
And it's called Red Widow. It'll be on, I'm not sure what time it'll be on, but it's a really compelling, you know, edgy, great drama, and starring a kick-ass female.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.